Let's not mince words. Philadelphia teams and fans are some of the most hated in all of professional sports. The Flyers have been a rotted carcass for the last 5 years, and honestly, no one else in the NHL feels sorry for you. I respect that there are Flyers fans out there rooting for the best for this organization, not only this season but in the future, but I am not one of them. Philadelphia, Flyers, here's why I hate your stupid team.
I never heard of half of these guys. The ones I do know are way past their prime.
Most of these guys never had a prime.
This guy here is dead.
Cross him off then.
Take a good look, Flyers fans, because half of these guys are going to be nothing but a distant memory come mid-March. The Flyers are doing a full-on demo this year to try and undo years of Ron Hextall and Chuck Fletcher's handiwork. Luckily, they have the skilled hands of Danny Briere to do this. It's only his first time as a GM ever. At least he had the good sense not to pass on a generationally good prospect, so he is at least not among the 5 worst GMs in the league. The Flyers spent the offseason sensibly ridding themselves of anything that might have some value. Ivan Provorov? Gone to perhaps a deeper circle of hell in Columbus. Kevin Hayes? He and his unholy contract offloaded to St. Louis for no return. The burned-out husk of JVR moved on. Tony DeAngelo was mass reported for toxicity, was almost traded to Carolina, then got released, so Philly ate his contract only for him to get signed by, you guessed it, the Carolina Hurricanes. God, watching Danny Briere try and negotiate with Don Waddell must have been like seeing a blind orangutan trying to solve a Rubik's Cube. Your forward core currently possesses only one player, Travis Konecny, who cracked 50 points last year. I know, Sean Couturier was injured. I don't care. You're spending millions of dollars and you can't manage to find 2 guys who could combine for 100 points between them? That's criminal. And who's here other than Konecny and Couturier? Why, it's the ageless and borderline useless Cam Atkinson, third liner posing as a first liner Joel Farabee, and young Owen Tippett, who is literally your only hope of having a 70-point player this year. The rest of your lineup looks like it was plucked out of the stands other than RC Cola Tom Wilson, aka Scott Lawton. On the other hand, you actually have a promising piece you haven't yet given away in Travis Sanheim. He's currently looking at this season much in the same way that Bruce Wayne looked at the pit he had to climb out of in The Dark Knight Rises. The only other notable defenseman you have back there is anchor, in more ways than one, Rasmus Ristolainen. In net, you have Carter coulda win the trophy he's named after if this organization wasn't as dysfunctional as the Waugh family, Hart. Do you remember when he was being talked up as the next great young goalie in the league? Well, it turns out all you have to do to cook him and his confidence is have him play behind Rasmus Ristolainen, Keith Yandel, and Ryan Ellis for a few years. Well done, Philly.
Anybody got an idea?
By God, that's John Tortorella's music! Pictured here seeing the rubber pencil trick for the first time, Torts has managed to make an entire career by riding on the back of Marty St. Louis, Brad Richards, Vinny LeCavalier, and the Boulin Wall, and their Stanley Cup victory. Since that famous cup run, he's been back a grand total of, you guessed it, never. But Philly just couldn't wait to hire him after watching him build division rivals like the Rangers and Jackets. Torts is known as a prickly coach, by which I mean everybody in the NHL despises his guts and is counting down the minutes until he pulls out a machete at a press conference and actually kills a reporter, screaming about how soft Travis Sanheim was on the puck as the cops drag him off. The Canucks knew enough to jettison Torts after 1 year. When even the Canucks know better than you about a coach, you should really give up.
Who the hell are you?
I'm the new guy.
Because things went so fucking well last year, you decided to only make minor additions. The blue line needs a replacement for Ivan Provorov, so let's bring in Mark Stahl. It's all the defensive liability with none of the offensive upside and so little gas in the tank the needle has snapped off. To replace Kevin Hayes, you went with a cheaper option in Garnet Hathaway, because the one thing Philly definitely needed was more gritty, low-skilled players. You also used your top draft pick to take Matvei Michkov despite my reverse psychology trying to throw you off the scent. Now that he's on an in-division rival, I pray to God all those stories about how he's toxic as the CGI cameos in The Flash are true. Oh, that's a good start. Despite that, Michkov has committed to staying in the KHL until he's ready to come over, so look forward to seeing a rookie Michkov playing in 2030 for Flyers coach Claude Giroux.
You gay Irish fireman, you're okay, but you I do not like.
There are not a lot of redeeming qualities about this organization. Your fans are psychopaths, your coach is like my racist uncle playing Santa Claus, your entire team is in a constant state of dumpster fireism, your new GM is perhaps one of the most annoying players from your team this century, and that's saying something. We should burn this entire organization to the ground and salt the earth so the Flyers never resurrect. But there is one thing that this cesspool has produced that is worth saving, and that's Gritty. He makes no sense, he looks ridiculous, he makes children and some grown adults cry. The person wearing that mascot outfit is 100% a serial killer, but I mean, come on. It's gritty.
I get it now. I'm not a fan.
All right, Raven. You really told that Shelly off.
You're missing the playoffs this year, and nobody will care. The only drama with this team is whether Torts manages to survive the season, and I'd put down folding money that he does not. But as an in-division rival, I beg of you to keep him, at least until Mishkov comes over. I want to see if their meetings could actually spark a nuclear disaster.
Provorov scores. It's over.